What's going on, guys? I know it's been a little while, a long while actually, between episodes. Sorry about that, but we're back for another one. So neighbor Jim right now is going to help me put some new Freon into the Mustang, the one that runs and drives. Not this one, obviously. But he says that's going to take about an hour, and I'd rather not film him and the process just to be courteous to him. So I will get back to you and let you know if it worked or not. We'll see. So I haven't even done any work yet and I'm already sweaty. So the Mustang battery was dead, so I had to jump that. Then we got it over to neighbor Jim's house and hooked up the vacuum line to it, so it's been pumping out for, I don't know, 15-20 minutes maybe. And it's slowly getting down there. He says that if we get a real good vacuum, like a -29 or 30, then we should be good to go. I don't really know the whole AC systems, so I'm just gonna trust in him. So he said to come back in about an hour, so hopefully that gives us enough time to drop the engine and trans back in. Leon told me, because I've been bitching about doing the motor mounts, told me that if we can get the engine and transmission back in there, kind of mocked up a little bit, then he'll be able to come by with the trailer, pick up the car, go film an episode for his show. I'll slide him a couple buckaroos, and he'll fabricate some motor mounts and trans mounts for me. And then we can get right back to work to putting all this stuff back in the car. So, next thing up, let's reinstall the motor. Now's a great chance to find out if the small changes and stuff that we did to the back of the motor really helped out, and what flipping the exhaust will do to this main cross member. So let's get it back in the car. So at this point in the show, I think it's time for me to remove the jack. That ought to be interesting, because I need to use it for the back of the transmission. I have to support that so I can lower the motor further down and then further back. So give me a couple minutes to get that out. Turned out it wasn't as bad as I thought. 1 minute later. Now with the jack supported, I should be able to lower the motor quite a bit further down and slide it further back. Well, it's as I feared. That heater core hose that I didn't take off and repair and swap over and fix like I should have is now in my way. So now we gotta try and take it off. Except it's already pressed up hard against the firewall, so this ought to be a ton of fun. Not impossible to take off, but certainly not fun. And my fingers hurt. Alrighty, so we kind of got our shifter lined up, but it needs to go a little bit further back, as you can see. And we need to drop this motor down basically as low as it'll go. But I don't remember it sticking out this far. I kind of thought it was behind that original cross member. Oh well. So we got to go down further and then back further, at least as much as we can. I think one of the main reasons that it's not lifting straight is because I have the hooks in a different place. So I'm going to try and drop the motor down until it stops and holds itself in place, and then hopefully change it to the configuration I had before, and hopefully that fixes it. Fingers crossed. Well, like most things in life, if you have to force it, you're doing it wrong. So all I did was loosen up the nut and take out the bolt, and the hook came right undone. It's just because it was stuck on there by force. So, try doing things the easy way next time, Andrew. So this is basically where we ended up. I'm not as far back as I want to go, but I'm also not as low as I want to be. And there's a few things that are keeping me from doing that. One is that big splitter for the brakes, whatever the real name is for it. You know, one line goes in power and then spreads the, maybe it's like a distribution block, maybe that's the right word, I don't know. Tell me in the comments below, I guess. Trans tunnel could be hammered out a little bit, poquito, just to try and fit the rim of the main transmission going into it. and I'm also hitting the oil pan in the front now. I want to review some of my older footage to make sure that I didn't actually get it further back the first time, and if so, how did I do it? I have no idea. But yeah, that's where we're gonna stop tonight. Got to go over to see neighbor Jim's house and see if maybe we got enough vacuum to make the Mustang air conditioning work. And if that does work, then I'm gonna use the Mustang as my new daily driver. So let's go check on that. Well, turns out that the AC does not hold a vacuum, so if I put anything in there, it would leak out basically instantly. So that's a bummer. We might possibly try to put the dye in and use the glasses and the UV light to see if we can find where the leak is, because it very well could just be an O-ring that's holding this whole thing up. But if it's leaking somewhere else at the condenser or somewhere else, then I'm just not gonna put the time and money into it. It's not worth it, especially if it's just gonna be a donor for this car. And speaking of this car, today was kind of a disappointment. I was really hoping to get this thing better settled in there, but it didn't. Requires more time and love. Let's just leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching this episode of $1,000 Car Guy. I hope it was somewhat enjoyable to you. And yeah, if you want to see more content on a faster base, please hit the like and subscribe button, and I will do my best. It's been a very busy couple previous weeks, but we're hoping to get back into it and hit it hard. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next episode.